What is the biggest mistake or the biggest regret you have in life?
Not being aggressive enough. You know, when I knew the real estate was working, I could have bought a lot more, but I had that mindset that no, you got to buy, you got to stabilize. And, you know, you look at a deal, if you're buying the deal when I got started, 5, 6, 700,000, then you break the million. And, you know, there's guys out there that are half my age that are going to start crushing me because they're just more aggressive. And they're going to be right if they don't over leverage and they have time. So now at 52, almost 53 years old, I don't have the same timeline. But I wish every single property I didn't buy, I could have bought and it would have been right. But I didn't have the guts to do it because, you know, we all back off. And even when you're right, you still back off. So I wish I was more aggressive.
The same. I should have went bigger, even though we've done about 5 billion. Yeah. I should have did 20 billion.
Right.
Absolutely. Because, you know, when you're in the space and you borrow money, okay, and when you borrow $300, $400, $500 million from one specific lender, one of our bigger lenders is an insurance company called MassMutual, and they'll never let me fail.
Right.
I'm not a borrower. I'm their fucking partner.
You are their partner.
And they'll never let me fail. They may want to tell me how to spend my money, okay?
Right.
But they'll never, ever, ever let you fail. From a regret standpoint, what's the biggest regret?
You know, I'm going to be honest and should be honest. The biggest regret I have is I got involved in a reality TV show.
You did a reality TV show?
I didn't want to, but I did get involved in one.
What was it?
The Housewives of Miami.
Really?
You really learn how fake and manipulated it is, but people believe it. And you try in the beginning to defend yourself, like, no, but it's edited, it's not real, this is like all scripted, like this scene, like, and then you realize people actually believe it, and then you actually become, and I've got a lot of confidence, but then you start realizing people must think I'm a total jerk off because they saw this scene. They don't realize this was edited, this was planned, like this is it. But they watch these shows and they think it's real. Yet if you ask any fan of reality TV, they go, oh, I know it's fake. But they think what you did actually happened. And then you try and find yourself explaining, and it just turned into one big giant mess, and it actually led to a divorce with my wife, who was actually the star of the show.
I'm sorry.
So you watch the demise and the power of reality TV, and I've learned a lot more about it after these years of being on it. I said, you know, and I hate to say, because I met a lot of nice people from reality TV, but there's not one success story out of it. And I see a lot of young kids saying, oh, I want to be a reality TV star. I'm like, no, you don't. Because you can't find me one person that it's actually worked for. And then they'll say, oh, well, there's Bethany Frankel. It worked for her. She made a lot of money. Well, yeah, she made a lot of money, but I don't know that it worked for her. And I see her personality. I don't think she would have been any worse off without the show. I think she was going to be a killer anyway. She's aggressive. But you watch all these shows, they're all like, The Housewives is a perfect example. All the women are divorced. It just destroys lives. People wind up in jail. These young kids who do it, that, you know, I saw these kids the other day from like Vanderpump Rules. They're in drug rehab. Like, it just destroys your life. So even as a smart guy who was very accomplished, who got involved in my late 40s in this stuff, who should have known better, you learn the hard way. You got to really be careful what you get yourself involved in, because they'll take you to hell.
Wow.
So that's the biggest regret. And, you know, I don't really have a lot of regrets. I'll probably look back on it in 5 years and say, you don't regret the things you did, but as you're going through it, you really regret it. You're like, why the hell did I ever get myself involved in this stupidity? I got nothing out of it. I didn't get paid. I never even got a free dinner anywhere.
So it's all scripted?
It's all fake.
It's all fake.
You know, they don't tell you the words to come out of your mouth, but what they sure as hell do say is, okay, you guys need to go there, need to talk about this brand, and you don't like that brand, right? And then you talk, and then you're going to have a 20-minute conversation. So you could say it's the greatest thing ever, and you had a stomachache last night, and the scene that's going to make it is, this thing gave me a stomachache last night. And that's what the shows are. But they're supposed to be fun and enjoyable, but for the people who do it, it's not so fun.
Wow. I didn't know that. No, we're not doing any reality shows. We actually were asked to do a movie. I don't know if we're going to do it.
A movie could be a little bit more fun.
I don't know if we're going to do it. We'll think about it, or I'm thinking about it.
Just don't give up creative control. Don't ever let somebody have control of how they edit your personality, because any person you follow, and it's funny because just the other day I was out with this guy here and he's recording me. I'm like, no. I don't want to be recorded, because you could cut that and slice that, and all of a sudden I could have said the nicest thing and you're a jerk. So you can never give up that control to anyone.